Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love indie makeup, especially sparkly, shiny eyeshadows, and that is exactly what this video is going to be about. This video is all about the Moonscapes collection from Devinah Cosmetics. It has been a few months since this release and they did send this to me in PR, so thank you so much to Deandra for sending me these. I've been such a huge fan of Devinah for quite a few years now, and I do also have an affiliate code with Devinah. It is Millie20 in case you're interested after watching this video and you want to pick some of these shades up. If you're not familiar with Devinah, they do amazing eyeshadows. They're super sparkly, super shiny, and they're super affordable as well. Really amazing quality, and they are handmade, and they have just so many different eyeshadows to choose from. They also have matte eyeshadows as well as highlighters. And if you are familiar with Devinah Cosmetics, then I'm sure you have heard of the shade Moonlit, which is the shade down here, which basically this collection is an extension of this shade. These are all really beautiful, shiny, sparkly, more neutral kind of shimmers, which I think the light is kind of washing it out here. But we have some really interesting tones. These you might not find from more mainstream brands, which is why I love indie brands, because they really come out with some of the coolest, most unique shades and textures. They're truly unmatched. So first we're going to look at some swatches, and then it wouldn't be a Millie video if there weren't any comparisons. So I'm going to be comparing some of these shades. So I'm going to do comparisons specific to the neutral metallic shades from Terra, and then I'm going to show you these two looks, and then at the end of the video I'll give you some of my thoughts. Air Glow, then Moonbeam, then Pink Flare, Earth Shine, Fire Hunt, Lucent Ray, and Moonlit, the OG, of course. These are so extremely sparkly and shiny. You can see, I mean, they just reflect light so beautifully. I wanted to comment on the texture of these. So I'm not sure if this is coming across, but Moonlit is by far the smoothest. Like, it's got a lot of sparkle going throughout it, but it's very even. It applies even, it swatches even. However, some of these are a bit on the flaky side and they're a little bit harder to swatch. And once you actually start swatching them, I don't know if you could tell, but especially the shade Earthshine, I had a lot of trouble trying to actually fully swatch it because the flakes just kept coming off and it was only leaving behind the green base. So that is something to note. Definitely recommend the NYX Glitter Primer with these, unless you have your own personal experience where you never have any flaking issues no matter the formula. But I would recommend some sort of a tacky primer. I think you can see the colors a bit better once they swatch out. The base really shows up, versus in the pan I think they look a bit closer in color. A little bit of staining left behind, mainly from the shade Pink Flare. Onto the comparison swatches. This is the same order as the previous swatches, and then below here we have Cesium from Terra, Palladium from Terra, Rubidium from Terra, and Moonkiss from Terra, which this shade is a true silver, while none of these other shades from Devinah are true silvers. They have a little bit of a tone to them. Even Moonlit is just not quite a silver. It does have silver reflex in it, but it's by no means like this kind of a silver. And I think you can tell from the swatches, and I will show you a close-up, the difference in the textures. So again, Moonlit is the smoothest, and so are these. These are basically like liquid metallic shades. They're super smooth. They swatch really, really smooth. They feel extremely smooth. But I do think that Devinah shades, you can just tell they just have that texture, which brings out the sparkly effect, versus these, which are just really, really, really metallic. Still like sparkly, but not quite as sparkly as these. So I think it's really going to depend on which kind of texture you prefer to use and where. So here, just a little close up so you can see better the different textures here. So it is no surprise that these are absolutely just so shiny, so sparkly. They're exactly what I look for in eyeshadows. These are the kinds of shadows that spark joy in my heart that I'm always in the mood to use. Now, I do use a lot of multi-chrome shades and a lot of colorful makeup, but I do love having these as an option as well for more neutral days. But of course, I need that sparkle, especially with neutral looks. So let's get into some of these shades. I think these are some really beautiful tones. I really wasn't expecting anything less but this from Devinah because they always knock it out of the park when it comes to their sparkle. These will definitely need a glitter primer, and I also advise you that you do the eye look before putting on the rest of your base because you might get some fallout, and these are just prone to being sparkly all over. Unless, of course, you like that. Now, the shade that I use on this side is just so interesting. The tone, it's like a greeny, grungy, silvery, metallic, and it just looks so beautiful, especially with these kinds of matte tones. But that's, I think, the really fun part of these is you can use these with like just super neutral shades, like warm neutrals, cool neutrals, or taupey or orangey neutrals. I think these are going to go great with anything. My only thing is that once I put two of the metallics on my lid on this eye, I couldn't really tell, like I can't really tell that there's two different shades unless I'm really looking close up. I can see a tonal difference. So on one part, you know, probably use these one at a time or use the shades that are the most different if you want to make sure that you want to see both the shades, or you can layer these and just really have fun with them and create like a whole new type of dimensional shade. The new Moonscape shades do have a flakier texture compared to Moonlight, as you can see from the swatches, but they do not accentuate skin texture, especially if you go in with a lighter hand. I do recommend using a flat brush that has a little bit of tooth to it, and what I mean is not using a flat brush that is completely just like the same bristle length and super flat and super smooth. You really need just a little bit of that toothiness to help pick these up and put these down on top of the glitter primer. So that's everything for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you picked any of these up or are you planning on it. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content uploading my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.